back, everybody. It's me, Gunmans92. We are back with F122 today. I hope you like the video. If you do, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. And if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel, and my videos. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. So yes, we are back today, continuing our My Team career, which at the moment for this season is going incredibly well. We will just have a quick look at the standings. So there we are. 174 plays 160 to Charles Leclerc, who is actually our rival at the moment as well. So that's positive for us that we got Charles Leclerc as a rival. Just having a quick look at some of these components. There is one that I believe is going to start causing us an issue, and I think it might be that one. Although those two are probably going to be going rather soon as well, if I'm honest. Okay, but we're at the Canadian Grand Prix. I don't really want anything to go wrong at the Canadian Grand Prix. We normally switch at about 60% because that's when you can start seeing a little bit of wear during the races and stuff like that. So we've got quite a few sessions to get through. So here we are then. What are we looking at here? What have we got? So we've got podium celebration party. That would be pretty cool, but it gives us plus 10% for morale and 15 grand down. But it would be the only activity we can do. But I am going to do it because it might be quite helpful. So that's pretty much all we can do for now. We've sorted out our facilities. We've sorted out our R&D. We're not spending as much money at the minute, just trying to build up some cash and some money. Just making sure we've actually added those in. Yeah, we're just looking to build up some money and some cash at the moment, knowing that we are going to have to look at renewing contracts for our driver relatively shortly. 11th of July it shuts, so 28 days time. So yeah. We are going to try and renew Jenson Button for this year. I think we'll keep him for the entire year. It would be nice to try and sign, a racer like Mick Schumacher, someone young, someone that we can try and train up, get used to the car, that sort of stuff. And obviously, with the name of Mick Schumacher, comes a lot of extra credit and stuff like that. So yeah. Just sort of having a quick look down here, see who else we've got. Obviously, we got Oscar Piastri. He is now officially a F1 driver in this new season that is going on at the moment. Obviously, I'm filming this on the back of the fact that they are racing today in Jeddah. So it's the round 2 of the new season. But we are continuing our second season and heading to Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. So we're going to advance this time as we push through there.
Hey, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Brilliant stuff. So we do actually have our extra bits as well. We are going to try and choose, or we're not going to try and choose, we are going to choose the rival duel for this race and the little Pirelli hot lap that you get with it. So we're going to pick that one. We get the same sort of acclaim, and obviously we get that 100 grand as well, so that helps us out with the team and building that extra money. So I'm going to get down and underway with this Pirelli hot lap. I will join back in with everybody either once we have an update on the racing schedule to see if there is a sprint race. I don't think there will be. Or there is, of course, we head into qualifying once we have finished all of our free practice sessions and we are looking at what sort of resource points and how well we have done with our development tests. So, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Okay, that is our free practice sessions done. We're looking okay round here. It might be a little bit of a difficult qualifying. So FP1 was wet. FP2 was dry, FP3 started wet, but by the time we sort of fast forwarded a bit of the time, it was actually dry. So in the dry, we're okay. In the dry, we're probably looking at about top 3, top 4 maybe, depending on the Ferrari's pace around here is pretty good. So yeah, I think the wet qualifying might be a little bit difficult. But yeah, we're just going to have to sort of see where we can turn in, really. Hopefully we can get pole position. We did the third best lap, I think it was, in the wet. But that was when it just about started to dry. So yeah, this could be a difficult one. I think everybody's going to have a lot more pace than we are. But we shall see, obviously, as we head into our one-shot qualifying. You can see there that it is raining for our one-shot qualifying session. We have only done laps on the intermediate tyre, although this does look like intermediate weather as well, so that's not too bad. It doesn't look like it's soaking wet, so we should be okay. We should be okay. So it's telling us to go out on a soft tyre. And we can't change. That's a bit weird. Okay, let's try it. Let's give it a go. This could be a little bit difficult. Maybe it's only just started to rain. So let's jump out onto track with these soft tyres and see how we can get on. Okay, so here we go. Track looks slightly damp. Might have to be, yeah, it is slightly damp. Might have to be careful as we come out of these corners. We're not going to have good traction out the corner. Obviously you have to be careful on entry as well. Not to brake too late and cost yourself a bit too much time. A bit like that. Try and straighten the car up. We're not doing too badly at the moment, it would appear. Try and use the speed through the corners. That's braked way too late. We do get the power out of that corner though. Just come down this straight. Do we have DRS? No, we don't, which is a little weird because you are on a soft tyre. I wonder if that's just because the game deems it's just a little bit too wet for the DRS mode. We don't really want to be on them curbs. We come down the main straight. We're in pole position at the moment. Are we going to keep that by the line? I think we have, you know. We have kept it by the line. So we managed to save that abysmal hairpin corner. And we take pole position. That is a really strange, because I thought that was going to be a wet session. When it asked us there for the soft tyre, I was a little bit thrown off by that.
And with qualifying complete,
by 200ths of a second. Unfortunately, our teammate isn't in the top 14. He was in the top 14 in FP1 and FP2, so that's a shame, really. I thought he was going to score some points this weekend in the first two free practice sessions. He looked quite good. Anyway, we move on, of course. We move on. We have out-qualified our rival again, so that's really good for us. We claim a little bit of acclaim, and our team claims some acclaim as well. Excuse me. So, race day. Round 9 of a 22 race calendar. 18 laps around this Canadian Grand Prix. As I said, we feel quite good in the dry. Although we were quite good in the wet as well, so you could be fair with that. But here we go. I'm looking forward to this race. Hopefully we can keep out the Wall of Champions around this Canadian Grand Prix. And we just need to nail that final chicane. If that final chicane, you take that final chicane a little bit wrong, it costs you all the way up that start-finish straight down into turn 1. And it can cost you your entry into turn 1 as well, to be fair. So, let's have a quick look at the grid, just to see if anybody's taken any penalties. We're in race 9 now, so I wouldn't have thought some people will be taking some penalties, but we haven't had many DNFs. So we've got Norris, Russell behind us. Where is Charles Leclerc? That's the interesting thing, actually. So Leclerc's down in 7th place. Not doing very well for the Red Bulls this race. Verstappen taking a penalty there, so there is some penalties being chucked in now. And our teammate, I believe, is down in 20th place. Bottas also taking a penalty. Yeah, so there's Jenson Button, our teammate, down in 20th place. Which is a shame, because I thought he was going to do much better than that. But Yeah, it is what it is. I suppose he can't really. He's obviously not used to the car or something. The car's not working for him. I don't really know. I'm going to go to 19.5 laps of fuel here just because there is some very hard acceleration areas. So we are going to start on the soft tyre, looking to pit at lap 7 and then head into the medium range, medium tyre stint for 11 laps, bringing us into the final lap of the race on a medium. So let's get this race underway as we sit on pole position and start our warm-up lap. We are going to warm our tyres. The top 5 drivers all starting with a soft. So it would appear Ferrari learning from Azerbaijan and not starting on a medium tyre and going in for that medium hard stint, as it did not work very well for them in the last race. So I will finish this formation lap and jump back in when we are forming the grid.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Okay, so we have come through the final chicane. We're ready to come down this start-finish straight to look at getting our decent area.
Okay, good.
We stopped at green. I was hoping it was going to roll, but it didn't. But that's okay. We're aimed now to get a good start. We haven't started perfectly straight, purposely, but we weren't as forward as we would have liked. We only got a green start, not optimal. But that's okay. Here we go. And lights out, and away we go. Here we are, a little bit of overtake mode. We had the perfect angle to get down into turn 1. Carlos Sainz going to try and go around the outside. He's going to be in the inside for turn 1. We're going to leave him a little bit of room, but not too much. We're going to get the overtake mode on as we come up this hill into, of course, the corner that is the champion, or the wall of champions. And through those set of corners there, we have managed to take the lead back. We lost it slightly into turn 1. We might lose it again as we come down this straight. Didn't get a very good exit out of those corners at all. Going to protect that inside line. Of course, that puts us in a good position as we come down this corner as well. A little bit of overtake mode as we come down here. Carlos Sainz right behind us now. Try and use overtake mode as we come down this straight. He might be able to get past us as we come down this straight. He will, of course, have a little bit of slipstream. I've used my overtake mode just to try and keep him at bay, though, which has worked in our favour. The gap is 300ths of a second. It will come down as we come down this straight. We do get the fastest lap of the race for now. Out of the corner. Carlos Sainz right behind us now. Needs to put in a couple of good laps here. Needs to be able to break that toe. We do not want him to have DRS. Especially around this circuit. There's 3 areas of DRS around this track, so if we can not outbrake ourselves. If we can break the toe from Mr. Science, which I don't think we're going to be able to do, if I'm honest. It looks like we are able to do that against Mr. Norris behind. Not Carlos as of yet. Much better line through that chicane. Not the best line through the chicane, granted, but...
This lap, we can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS.
Right, so they have DRS now, so we need to be able to be a second in front of Carlos Sainz, but I don't think that's going to work as we come into the first DRS zone. We're just shy. We didn't get the best corner there either, so he is going to have DRS on us now. Which is probably going to mean we are going to be overtaken by Carlos Sainz. Much better corner there, though. Much better corner. Onto that overtake mode just to see us down this straight. As we know, Carlos Sainz behind is going to have DRS. He's 0.07 of a second behind at the moment, though. That's much better. Got onto the acceleration quite slowly there. The car was sliding through that. Chicane. We're pitting in 3 laps, 4, 5, 6, 7, so technically 4 laps, sorry. 4 laps time we're going to pit. We've got 4 more opportunities to try and keep Carlos Sainz at bay. We didn't get a good exit out of there. He might have DRS on me here. He's gaining extremely quickly. That gap was almost a second there, but we didn't get the best line through that corner. Overtake mode out the corner. Let's stick to this inside line here. Much better line through there. The gap's increasing now, so we're going to try and save some of that overtake mode.
And you're going to be on mediums.
Come on, we've almost got that gap to a second as we are pushing extremely hard through these first couple of laps. That was much better. Look at that, gap's 1.4. Here we go, come on, we've broke that 1 second gap. Let's attempt to try and keep that. .5 is now the gap. We are about to start lap 6, so we nearly have 2 laps remaining until we pit. Car sliding them out again. That's not going to do us any favours coming out of that corner.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 20.5 seconds.
25 seconds behind our teammates, unfortunately for Jenson Button. Still not getting the results we quite need through on this in this car. We have said maybe we do slightly outperform our car from where it maybe should be, but we are starting to get a few upgrades in now, so I would have expected a little bit of an improvement from him. I know obviously the other teams do upgrade their cars at the same time as well, obviously, but we'll see. We're obviously going to keep him for the rest of the season. And then if he doesn't improve within the season, it may be time to look for a different driver in that seat. Gap is still over a second. It's come down slightly as we reach this section of the lap. That's going to come down drastically now because that was sliding through there. So we're using a little bit of that overtake mode.
So let's box this lap. Box this lap.
Might be down to tyres. Yeah, it could be down to tyres. We obviously have pushed these tyres quite hard through these first 7 laps in order to get that second gap. But we are pitting this lap, so we're just going to confirm that as we reach the last couple of sectors now. That was much better coring through there. Going to use our overtake mode as we come down this straight. Just going to turn that off as we... The grip levels have already started falling away. And here we go. We are in the pits. Not a very good pit stop, granted. Look how close Carlos Sainz is to us there. So, Carlos Sainz in the pits. A couple of them staying out there. We are in. We are out. We are out in front of Carlos Sainz.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race in this compound.
We come out behind Alex Albon. Oh, they're cold. Oh, let's cut that corner. You're joking, we've got a problem with our DRS. Well, that's not ideal. I'm going to try and use our overtake mode instead then. Make Alex Albon try and take a little bit of a different line through that chicane than he is probably used to. Just in an attempt to try and get past him and hopefully have him hold up Carlos Sainz for us while we have this problem with our DRS. I'm going to have to save up my overtake mode if we do not have this DRS.
Okay, the gap behind is 1.5 seconds.
At the moment we still don't have the DRS. 2.4 is now the gap to Carlos Sainz. Sebastian Vettel is in front, but I believe Sebastian Vettel won't have pitted. So we are racing Carlos Sainz, who's behind us. So I'm just going to save our overtake mode for now. He's going to obviously use a lot of his battery to try and catch us up. So we've probably got another 9 laps left of this Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel will probably be looking coming into bits. Pierre Gasly is out of the race. Is that going to give us a safety car? Doesn't look like it. We haven't had a safety car so far this season. Might have jinxed that now. We are into, obviously, race 9. We are slowly extending the gap to the car behind. 2.7 or 2.6 is now the gap.
Caution, caution.
Caution, what for? Okay, so Pierre Gasly there is off the track, to be fair. So well done to Pierre Gasly for parking that in a location that means we don't have to get a safety car.
Green flag.
A little bit of overtake mode coming out of the corner. I'm just looking up to see. We're gaining Sebastian Vettel, of course, but he's in the pits. I thought he might have pitted this lap. Lap 10, lap 11. Obviously, we are going to be doing 11 laps on these medium tyres, so I'm not surprised that he's pitted. He is going to come out on a hard tyre, though, which is a little strange, because if it was me, he's going for the Ferrari strategy that... Jensen in the pits as well. Yeah, he's going for the Ferrari strategy that ruined their race last time, so I don't understand the logic of the game that puts you onto a medium tyre and then a hard tyre. It should be a medium tyre then a soft tyre if you're going to do the alternate strategy to the rest of the field. Obviously the rest of the field starts on a soft and then goes on to a medium, so that would be the alternative, surely. But nevertheless, we are 3.2 seconds in front of Carlos Sainz now, so we can just manage this race ever so slightly as I go a bit deep into there. So that gap might come down now. But the good news is, there is no Red Bull within the top 5 as of yet. We obviously still have a good sort of 7 laps of this race remaining. As long as that gap stays over 2.5 seconds, we can just sit and manage this race the best we can, which at the moment is quite good. As we come into the Wall of Champions, of course. And onto the brakes. A little bit wide for that left-hander there. Medium tyres feel good. There's no point using our overtake mode just yet. It looks like they may have fixed the problem with the rear wing. I think they have. Nice of them to tell me, but they haven't actually told us that it's fixed. Let's give it a little bit of overtake mode coming down this straight then. We do still hold the quickest lap of the race with a 1 minute 12.5. Obviously now everyone is also on a medium tyre, so you wouldn't expect to have as much grip that you do, or that you would with the tyres that we did have. It will obviously change, I think, as the fuel loads come down. Let's push this lap and see how quick we can go with these medium tyres. A little bit of overtake mode as we come out of here. Quicker than our first sector. Not the fastest first sector though, it's not purple. A little bit of overtake mode as we come out of this corner as well. Onto the brakes. Down on our second sector, so not very quick. Well, not very quick, we are still quick, but not the quickest.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Come down this main straight, or back straight to be fair. Onto the brakes. Try and not get too much spin as you come out the corner. And across the line is another quickest lap of the race, only just. Only just. But we do another quickest lap of the race. And we are now 4.6 seconds in front on lap 14 of 18 laps. So we just need to keep our head here. As I said, there is no Red Bull in the top 5, so that's good for us and of course the constructors. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near winning the Constructors' Championship this year though. That might be a target for next season as we build our team's career. Heavy braking into this corner. So at the moment it is us, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Lewis Hamilton in front of his teammate. I don't know where the Mercedes stand in their championship. Obviously Mercedes going through a bit of a hard patch at the moment after being dominant for the good part of a decade. Easy. Struggling with these new cars since the change in 2022. We struggled for our first season ever so slightly, and yeah, we've definitely found our way with this second season.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
We were knocking on the door of a podium or two in our first season. I think maybe we got third. I can't quite remember, but I think our best finish may have been a 4th if we didn't get on the podium last season. So I think my first podium came in Bahrain, so I wouldn't have said we did get onto the podium. But we were knocking on the door of podiums, and then this year, at the moment, we are knocking on the door of a championship. So we obviously want to keep that going. We haven't changed any of the settings. Did touch that wall then? Yeah, we haven't changed any of the settings. It is literally just how we are getting on with this car in this second season. And I've obviously played the game a little bit more than when we first started, so I do believe having the steering wheel helps. 100% having the steering wheel definitely helps your ability. So we are on lap 16 here, 5.4 seconds in front of Carlos Sainz. And taking it easy, it has to be said. We aren't. I'm not pushing as much as we usually would. So safe to say at the moment, it's going very well. So, countdown, start, finish straight. We have 2 laps remaining of this Grand Prix. We have nearly collected that wall during this race once, and of course we have managed to stay away from the wall of champions, which probably means we're not going to be a champion, because really we should hit it, unless you have to be a champion to hit it maybe. That wall there, we've stayed away from that wall all weekend. I do like this circuit though, this is a very nice circuit. One race I always remember around here was when Jenson Button won. You know, I believe 2008, maybe something like that. Maybe later. Everyone else was slipping off the track and he just managed to keep on track. The Canadian Grand Prix has brought some amazing races in its history on the F1 calendar. Yeah, like I say, that's probably the race that stands out for me. Jenson Button driving his car as if it was a boat. And of course now he's our teammate, so unfortunately for him, he's not having the best of times as our teammate at the moment with the car. Obviously we do need to do a little bit more upgrading. We are still towards the bottom. I think we're probably 3rd or 4th now of the cars on the grid, maybe 3rd with the R&D and the development of the car. But here we go, we are on our final lap of the race. We are taking it extremely easy around here. The gap is still 5 seconds. There is still no Red Bull within the top 5. So it's pretty good for us in the championship. Charles Leclerc, obviously our rival at the moment. We out-qualified Charles Leclerc. And it looks like we are going to finish a fair bit in front of Mr. Leclerc as well. Lando Norris back on a podium after his podium in Azerbaijan as well. Carlos Sainz repairing his championship charge with a second place around the Canadian Grand Prix after his strategy in Azerbaijan let him down. So here we go. We did it indeed. We did it indeed. Another win for us around the Canadian Grand Prix. And I do like the Canadian Grand Prix in all fairness. Driver of the day as well. There you go. Not too sure we deserve driver of the day. Started on pole, finished first. I suppose you could say it was quite a dominant race, I guess. And we're going to check ourselves out on the podium here, because we haven't watched ourselves on the podium for a long time. We are obviously joined by Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. Also picking up a couple of podiums. And past teammates, I believe. As we hold our Canadian Grand Prix trophy. Put that down and get ready to spray everybody with champagne. There it is. Get our crew chief first. Get sprayed by Carlos Sainz. Cheers, mate. There we go. Another win. Another win. Take victory from pole in Canada. We did that, so that's an extra 600 XP, which is good. 3,450 XP for that. Wow. That's going to take us to at least level 15. We should fly through 14. Yes, we do. And most of 15, which is pretty cool. So that's our podium pass.
The driver's standings. Joker increases their championship lead. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Joker. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through a field like that in Formula 1.
We didn't cut through a field.
Great effort.
Let's move on to the constructors.
We didn't cut through a field at all.
After a strong weekend from the
If anything,
Meanwhile,
the most gain is probably Robert Schwartzman from 19th to 14th.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula 1 action.
I mean, to be fair, the grid was first, second, third, and we finished first, second, third. There isn't many people that have overtaken more than 2. Strange one, that. Strange one, that. I don't quite understand why they give it to us. Where was our teammate in the end? Ouch. Dead last, considering... Pierre Gasly didn't actually finish there, so... Not a great result from our teammate there. Just a shame. I would like to keep him for another season, but... If he doesn't look to improve when we're improving the car, I don't know what else we can do for him, unfortunately. I just want to have a look at where we are with our rival breakdown. So 14 plays 7. We get 1,900 acclaim for that. So, wow. Pick up our acclaim. A lot of acclaim for our team, which is pretty good. There we go. Nice bit of acclaim for our team. Another 800 grand for our team as well, so that's pretty good. As we head back into team headquarters, we'll have a look at what research development we can do. We've obviously got sponsor renewal here as well for Lupo Industries, so let's just have a look at managing that. So what was Lupo Industries? Let's sort by income here. So Lupo Industries isn't at the top, which is a shame. Achieve a podium finish. Gets us 188.5 a week. So we are looking to build in a week. Out-qualify your rival. Goal bonus 200. I think we're going to go for that one, you know. Because I think we should be able to do that most races. Achieve a podium finish. And it's top weekly income, and it's probably a really good goal bonus as well. So I'm going to select that. Slingshot Fuel. So let's look at adding the Slingshot Fuel logo to our car. I believe we had Lupo Logistics on the front of the car. Yes, we did. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at having Slingshot Fuel on that part of the car there, because I quite like that idea. So we've got neon on there. Of course, our main on the side of the car, but we've got our slingshot on that side of the car now as well. Personal stickers. Let's have a look at personal stickers, see if we fancy anything different. Don't fancy any of those, so we're going to stick with what we've got. Only thing we are going to do is change our helmets, because for some reason it's changed back to the helmet that we had for that. So I'd like that crash helmet, because I actually like the colouring of that crash helmet as well. It's a bit different, so we do quite like that. So let's have a look at our R&D, of course. So yeah, look, there we are. Look, we're the second best car on the grid at the moment, so that might be one of the reasons as to why he's struggling a little bit there. So we have one thing going here already, which is 9 days time. So we've got 1,000 there. So let's look at upgrading. Let's look at upgrading that part. 11, 10, 18, 18. So we need to do some aerodynamics and some chassis upgrades here, don't we? So we've got that there. We could do that one. Let's push for that upgrade as well then. Get those upgrades going. And then of course we don't have any more. We don't actually have any more resource points for the day. So that is pretty much it that we can do. We've obviously got a lot of days here to fill for our activities, which we will look at in the next Grand Prix. And of course, it's the British Grand Prix next. So that's going to be really cool. But unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. That was the Canadian Grand Prix and another win for us in our championship. So really positive there. What we will do is, while I just remember about the championship, we'll just have a quick look at the standings. So Carlos Sainz has now got in front of Charles Leclerc, and we are now only 12 points behind in the Constructors' Championship. So we can really, really do with our teammate starting to pick up some points, who currently his best finish is 17th. So yes, okay, the car isn't brilliant at the moment. You can see there our trophies for the season. We've only had one race where we haven't been on the podium, hence why I have gone with that that podium sponsorship, just to try and get us a little bit more money. So yeah, that's all we've got time for today. Next race is the British Grand Prix, so I look really forward to that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. And if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel, and my videos. And don't forget to hit that all-important bell so you don't miss any of my videos as they drop onto my YouTube channel. And with that being said, I shall see you all in the next video.